10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome once again to this interactive post-match analysis. And today, as it was the first qualifier, so today we got our first finalist to this IPL 2020, and that is none other than the Mumbai Indians. Uh, Arguably the best team of this IPL 2020 so far. A bit of disappointment for Delhi fans as it was a one-way traffic, a one-sided affair. Delhi was nowhere in the game. They had some chances, they had some moments, but they were not able to grab it. As the pedigree, the engine of Mumbai Indians, that is uh, Hardik Pandya, one of the main, you can say, main components of this engine, flourished and fired today. Now, just to give you a brief backdrop, as after that we'll be joined by experts and we'll analyze the game. So, just to give a brief backdrop of what happened, is that Mumbai Indians came as a full force unit. Mumbai Indians were back and as full force with Hardik Pandya, Trent Bolt, and Jasprit Bumrah all coming in. And now Delhi Capitals, that is Shreyas Iyer, won the toss, elected to, you can say, elected to bowl first, and in reply, they got Rohit Sharma early. The big fish got out early. That is Mumbai Indians skipper Rohit Sharma got out early, but it was Quinton de Kock who looked in fine touch right from the start, and along with Surya Kumar Yadav staged a brilliant partnership as Mumbai Indians were 63 for 1 after power play. They were on a rampage to say, and their belligerents only took Mumbai Indians to 63 for 1 in the power play. Then there was a little pullback from Delhi Capitals as in the 12th and the 13th over, as Surya Kumar Yadav was picked by Nokia in the 12th and in the very successive, that is 13th over. Kyron Pollard also got out of Ravichandran Ashwin on a duck. So that was a big setback. And in the middle overs, Mumbai could score 59 runs, losing 3 wickets. But then came in Hardik Pandya, and along with Ishan Kishan, they uh, they not only, you can say, they not only covered the runs of middle overs, but also ensured that Mumbai gets the final flourish as they scored 78 runs in the final 5, losing just 1 wicket. Peacock, right up their start, scored 40 runs of 25 deliveries, whereas Surya Kumar Yadav scored 51 of 38, and Ishan and Hardik were unbeaten on 55 of 30 and 37. Hardik Pandya 37 of 14 deliveries respectively. So 200 and 200 for 5. ये ultimate total था जहाँ पे मुंबई पहुंची. 200 for 5 means at one stage, after the successive wickets of Surya and Kyron Pollard, it wasn't looking that easy, but Hardik and Ishan Kishan ensured that Mumbai reached the total. Now, in reply, what Delhi were required to do, they were required that they at least didn't give any, they at least don't give any wickets to Trent Bolt up front. Means they at least face that new ball with aplomb. But it went all opposite for Delhi Capitals today, as they were 3 down for none. They were 0 for 3. Bolt picked up 2 wickets there at the start. Prithvi Shaw and Ajinkya Rahane, and then Bumrah picking a rather clean bowled Shikhar Dhawan. They were 0 for 3, and after that, Iyer also got out playing after playing a couple of good shots. They were 32 for 4 after the power play, and then there came Stoinis and Akshar, and they put up a 71-run stand to stabilize Delhi, but it was just a matter of time as Bumrah was back again in the 16th over, and cleaned up Marcus Stoinis. After that, it was just the Mumbai bowlers, as Delhi Capitals ended it 143 for 8 in their respective 20 overs, and Mumbai clinched the game by 57 runs. A thumping victory, an emphatic victory, you can say, for Mumbai Indians, as now they reached the finals. And remember, कि लास्ट गेम यही मुंबई इंडियंस 10 विकेटों से हारी थी. दे लॉस्ट द गेम by 10 wickets against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And this game, see, this is the confidence of big teams. और आज साफ दिखा कि Mumbai Indians had that experience of playing pressure games, और सामने Sunrisers, Delhi Capitals were lacking that experience. And now Stoinis and Akshar showed fight. Akshar made 42 of 33, whereas Stoinis made 65 of 46 deliveries. Bumrah, again, top class, 4 for 14 in his 4 overs, whereas Trent bowled 2 for 9 in his 2 overs. A bit of concern, as he caught a groin injury. He got a groin injury. That's why he could bowl only 2 overs in the match. Krunal Pandya 1 for 22. Rahul Chahar was a bit too expensive, Rahul Chahar, because there was a bit of dew, and also he was brought in a bit late. I think that Rohit Sharma might have brought Rahul Chahar a bit early. There could have been a chance of having some different situation, and DC getting out early, but that's the way it goes. And MI finally winning the game by 57 runs. So an emphatic victory, huge victory for. I'll take the comments and add fans, and also I would say that I've dropped the link, the joining link in the लाइव चैट विंडो. आप उसको लिंक को क्लिक करें और हमारे साथ लाइव जुड़ सकते हैं. हमारे साथ अभी कुछ देर में हमारे एक्सपर्ट मिस्टर मॉन्टी पानेसर विल बी जॉइनिंग अस इन अ वाइल, एंड उनके साथ भी आप डायरेक्ट बातचीत कर सकते हैं. सो you can join in and have a chat, a discussion about the match. Aman is saying hello Aman. You can join in. Again, brilliance of Jussie and Bolt. Definitely, again, you can say they Delhi lost the match there. Delhi lost the match there as soon as Jasprit Bumrah and Trent Bolt. You can say Jasprit Bumrah and Trent Bolt led the havoc of Delhi Capitals and shattered their top order. I'll be joining in 10 minutes. Okay, cool. You can take your time, but for the viewers who are watching in, again, I would say I have dropped that link, guys. You can have your go and you can have a check, join in, and have the discussion about the game as it went. Actually, talking now a bit of I have my expert with me now. Monty Paji is there. So, Sat Sri Akal, Paji, how are you?
Sat Sri Akal, yeah, very well, thank you.
Paji, an emphatic victory, thumping victory for Mumbai Indians. We got our first finalist of this IPL 2020. And my first question will be, don't you think that today it was just that Mumbai Indians had that experience of playing those knockout and high pressure games, whereas Delhi lacked that experience, and which ultimately resulted?
Look, I think that Delhi Capitals probably, this is the best they could play. They've done really well to get to the semi-finals. No one ever thought they would get to the semi-finals. They've got a young captain who's mature. They've got a good bowling attack, probably the best in the IPL tournament. If anything, they probably, Prithvi Shaw maybe, that could be the missing link, where they always knew in the first 2-3 overs you'll get out and lose the first wicket. So they've still done incredibly well, even losing 1 wicket at the start of the match every time. So they effectively had 9 wickets. They weren't even playing with 10 wickets. And to get to the semi-finals, I think they've done really well. And hats off to and also Mohamed Kaif, who he's a young, he's inexperienced coach, young, into the semi-finals, dealing with pressure, dealing with everything, and a strong coach that he has to accommodate. So I think they've done really well.
Yeah. Pali, I would request you to shift slightly left as your frame is getting cut. So if you can please shift to your slight left, left. If you can shift to your slight left. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect, Paji. Now, yeah, totally visible. So again, Paji, coming to first innings, Mumbai Indians, they got the big fish early. That is Rohit Sharma. They got the skipper early, but after that, again, Quinton de Kock and Surya Kumar Yadav means he has been, you can say he has been that X factor for Mumbai Indians. Not many praise him or he goes under the radar, but for the last 3 seasons, he has been continuously scoring 400 plus runs. No other Indian uncapped player has been able to do this.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's a sort of unsung hero. It's like, does he even play for Mumbai Indians? It's like that. So, and I think that's the strength. And to be honest, it's the mentoring of Sachin Tendulkar. I think he just wants clinical performances. He wants these guys to be just focusing on performance and let their performance do the talking. Right, clinical, win the game, go home. Nothing in between. Right, clinical performances. And you get the impression the way Sachin Tendulkar used to play. This is how Mumbai are playing as a team.
Yeah. And then there was a moment where in 12th and 13th over, Surya and Karan Pollard got out in quick succession. But after that, Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan just took over and gave that final flourish to the Mumbai Indians. So a quick word on Hardik and Ishan Kishan, the way they finished the things off.
Yeah, look, that's again, Kishan is definitely coming into his own, and I think when he got hit on the knee, and he showed that fight, a bit of character, it was a different side. It wasn't all just tattoos, looking cool, playing with your talent and being supremely talented. My gosh, got to man up here. I've got to really show a bit of guts. I think since that knock, he's really kind of played mature innings, and it's kind of woken him up a bit. And sometimes that's the kind of thing, Mahela Jayawardena, they like these coaches. They want to see a bit of that. They want to see, right, if they do get hit, what they're like, what's their character like, and really are showing a lot of fight.
Now, Paji, talking a bit about Ashwin, the way he bowled as a spinner, got 3 wickets, means he was someone different in the Delhi Capitals bowling unit who has got 3 wickets, gave just 29 runs. So, and in the last game also, he bowled a bit slower. He focused more on his off spin and got those wickets. So, this change which Ashwin has brought, any comment on that?
Yeah, look, I think what's I think he's a big match player. Do you know what I mean? And he performs better when he's in the big stages. He's going to be.
That experience comes to play.
Yeah, he's going to be big for Delhi Capital next year. And I can see him hopefully have a good season in India. But he had a great game. He did really well. But I think they probably want a bit more consistency throughout the season. I think he wasn't at his best this year. Today, he had a great game today. But I think in general, if Delhi Capitals want to win the title and if they want to be in the the top team, I think Ashwin needs to have a really good season next year.
Yeah, and Paji, as we've mentioned every time, that aggregate of bowlers. So today, Rabada, none for 42, Nokia 1 for 50. They're top bowlers, they're ace bowlers. going for 92 runs in the 8 overs, just 1 wicket. So that was a that. Do you feel this was the difference?
Yeah, look, that was a difference. I think that their pace bowlers weren't as effective as they were before, and that's kind of where they lost the game. So Ricky Ponting probably knows that. He probably thinks, when my pace bowlers bowl well, we always play catch up in the last 25, in the last quarter.
Yeah.
We're going to lose. This time he couldn't play catch up. This time they actually went for him, and they went for his bowlers. And unfortunately, it was one of them days where if you go after the Delhi Capitals in the last quarter, then they would find it difficult to chase anything down.
And Paji, Stoinis bowled 1 over, picked a wicket, gave just 5 runs. So was there any possibility that Stoinis could have bowled a bit more, a couple of more overs, resting, cutting short the overs of any of these two, as Stoinis was bowling really well?
Look, Stoinis is a good bowler, but you're not going to get 4 overs out of him. You're always going to bank on saying, right, let's give him two, and he bowls well in the 2 overs. He's had a great day on the bowling front. You risk that third over, and that's never been part of Delhi Capital's
Yeah.
game plan. So their game plan has always been 2 overs max. We want him to bowl 2 overs well, and that's it. That was already part of their game
Okay.
plan. And Ricky Ponting, being what he is, he knows this is what our game plan is, and we stick to that. So, that third over could have cost them, but they stuck to their game plan. And, when you're playing any T20 cricket, you have your game plans. You know your situations of, right, this power play is going to be here, then it's going to be the spinners, Stoinis is going to get two, then the steamers come in. So that's already how they want to do it. But
Yeah.
he was, like you said, was lost with Rabada and his young South African partner,
Not
Nokia, when they both knew to bowl well in that they're so used to
Yes.
winning and they didn't bowl well. So the game was already lost after the 15th over.
And Paji, considering that it is the third time when Mumbai defeated Delhi in this tournament, and when Delhi last played Mumbai, they got all out for just 110. Keeping that in mind, had they played an extra batter, the situation would have been different. They went for an extra bowler rather.
Yeah, look, with an extra batter, it could have helped. Having another bowler could have helped. But it's not. That's here or there. The main meat of the main course meal, like we call it,
Yeah.
is where Rabada is expected to bowl well. Whatever the situation happens between 6 to 15, Delhi come into game. They play catch up in that last moment. Scores were even. Scores were even as throughout the 12th to 13th over.
Yeah.
Everything like it did. But that bit, what made the difference. Now, if they had a good last quarter.
But Delhi lacked that engine which Mumbai Indians have, that pedigree, that depth in the batting order, as you mentioned it correctly. Now we have Rahul with us. Paji, he's a member of the wheelchair Indian cricket team and also the captain of Maharashtra wheelchair cricket team. So a warm welcome, Rahul. And yesterday he
Thank you so
predicted
much.
that Mumbai Indians will win and flourish or cruise towards the final. So Rahul, any comments?
Yes, just a great game, and I predicted Mumbai Indians going to play direct two games in Dubai, and that got through. So I'm happy, and we played very well,
Yeah,
Paji. But sorry, my one prediction got
yeah,
wrong. I thought Punjab and Mumbai will play final. Unfortunately, Punjab is out, but hopefully next year.
yeah,
It's quite very soon in March only.
yeah. And Paji, now coming to the second innings where Bumrah and Bolt led the havoc of Delhi Capitals. None for three. None for three. 32 for four means Stoinis and Axar were just taking out time and was just it was just a matter of time as they were building a partnership. But none again. Bumrah 4 for 14. Paji, just a quick word because everyone knows the brilliance of Bumrah. A quick word on Bumrah.
Look, Bumrah is unbelievable this IPL. He is he bowled a ball to Shekhar Dhawan, which I'll be honest with you, it was too quick for him. His bat was in the air when
He
it hit.
crammed him, correct?
He didn't. It was way too quick for him. He is bowling, I reckon, a
Yes,
yard quicker than probably slightly the other bowlers, and he is getting that ball to move in the air more than any other bowler. That's the biggest difference when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah and other bowlers. He's bowling it with pace, but he's moving it in the air with pace. And that makes it so difficult because
yeah,
Shekhar Dhawan in the air, he's lining it up when it's in the air. He's like, oh, it's going to come here. And then suddenly just whoosh, gone. He didn't have a clue. And then Stoinis, how he got out.
yeah,
He lined it up because the ball, it starts off a little bit wide and it comes in really quick. So he's thinking, oh, it's gone. It's taken his middle stump gone. So it's that movement in the air which is slightly quick and it just comes in. So I think he's the best T20 bowler in the world right now. And yeah, what a great opportunity. You know, they got
so
T20 up happening
so
next.
big,
And if the way Jasprit
so
Bumrah right
yeah.
now, Shami's had a good game. You know, Ashwin's another one. Gosh, you know, some of the I'm sure some of the IPL young players will probably be in that squad. You got to think that India could just win the World Cup in T20 World Cup in India.
A big statement from Paji, not only about India but also about Jasprit Bumrah, that probably the best T20 bowler around presently. And Paji, it looked the way he got Iyer out on the same delivery. Iyer hit a four where his feet didn't move, but he took his head and hit that ball for four. But on the he didn't adjust the line. He bowled the same line in length, and on that particular ball, Ayers neither he moved his feet, neither his head went, and a simple catch to Rohit Sharma. So it is that he's using his mind as well along with that, and he's producing those magical results for not only for himself but also for his team. So now, Paji, I have Aman with us, also one of our viewers joining in, who predicted that Aman predicted that Mumbai Indians will lose, but it happened the opposite. So Aman, welcome. You're live. You can go ahead with your questions.
Sat Sri Akal, sir, and hello, Rahul sir.
Hello.
But I have a question that, as I said in RCB versus Delhi Capitals post-match show also that Delhi Capitals go for Daniel Sams in place of Hetmeyer. Was that a right decision? And again they go with the same they go with the same playing 11, and that match they were fortunate that Shikhar Dhawan and Rahane clicked that match. Otherwise, if Rahane and Shikhar Dhawan were not scored that match, they would have lost that match also. But again, why not Tushar Deshpande, not Avesh Khan, and not Harshad Patel? I mean, what wrong Harshad Patel did for them? And
Look,
yes,
Paji, Hatmeyer or yeah.
I think it's a great question, and it's the thing is right. Akshay Patel is a type of cricketer which I think he's done really well for the talent that he has. You know, he's an ordinary spinner. You know, let's be honest, he just bowls line to line. He turn a little bit on them Indian pitches. You know, you'll get it to turn slightly big. Hits a useful little batsman, and you kind of think, does he really feature in my 11 at the start of Delhi Capitals on pitches that UAE pitches don't really turn or grip as much as India? You kind of think, well, second half of the tournament, after 7 games and wicket gets a bit tired, yeah, I'm sure we'll get Akshay Patel in. He's actually been a huge influence to Delhi Capitals. He's been brilliant. And it's actually allowed both Ashwin and Akshay to play together. And like we said, if you want to play the extra batsman, you kind of think, well, we don't need to because we've got in Akshay Patel and he's good with the bowling. We get a bit of overs out of Stoinis. Stoinis can bat. So they've got that 2 all-rounders kind of filling in that batting bowling kind of role. And I think he's had a great tournament. He's probably had one of the best. He's been one of the better players, and the UAE pitch has really done well for him. He's done really well. He would probably think, yeah, I've had probably one of the better tournaments than I thought I would. And hats off to him. Someone who's, you have to deal with the sort of uncertainty of like, you probably pick the other guy, or they'll pick a specialist batsman, or they'll pick a specialist bowler because of conditions. I'm always the guy, that misses out. He's actually, got himself a nice sort of role at Delhi Capital. So brilliant on him.
And Paji, and his question means another part of his question was that Delhi went for Daniel Sam. So could they had they means they should have gone with Shimron and Fire. That's what he thinks. What's your take?
Yeah, that's what I agree as well. They should have done. I think that's where they probably got it slightly wrong. I think the bigger concern is Prithvi Shaw. It's like, what do we do with this youngster now? And I think this is where the management for Delhi Capitals, like they did with Marvi, at Kolkata Knight Riders, we're going to invest in this guy. Over the winter, he needs to sort his game out. We're going to help him with it, and really work out what is going through his mind. Why is he keep performing like this? So they've got a bit of time out. He's got time out until next April, and hopefully we'll see the best of Prithvi Shaw as well.
Yeah,
and sir,
and
here one more.
Yeah.
Actually, one more question is that yes, players. Today we saw another good spell from Bolt, but players have videos and they have analysis also, and they have coaches also. So why players are not standing up with the open stance? They know Bolt will bowl them a in swinger. So why they are not standing with the open stance instead of side arm?
The thing is, right, is that because he jags the ball in, right, if you open that stance up, he can easily cramp you for space. You know what I mean? He'll just, you see,
Yes, sir.
you remember how Mandatini used to block? He used to come there, handle with it, and then angle it that way, right? So then what happens is like, it's just like me, the right arm bowler around the wicket, okay, and I'm off stump line, and the ball is kind of crossing my iron but keep coming in. And that's the angle he bowls. So you kind of think that the ball's going to be swinging in. And as it swings in, it just nips the other way, right? Or what he does, he gets that ball to swing, right, out from outside your eye line. And by the time it comes to you, it's already gone inside your eye line. Starts it from fourth stump, comes to off stump, nips in, middle stump gone. So you're like, your eye line is wide. So it comes and then it cuts across your eye line, and that's it. So that's what makes him special, because you don't want to open stance. In fact, I tell you what you want to do. You want to bat on off. You bat on off stump, you know he's going to jag the ball in, and from off stump, you pick him up on the onside. And when he gets that ball to pitch and straightens, then you can play that into the offside. But you back yourself not to get LBW and miss the straight one. I'm not going to miss the straight one. But if you open the stance, he's going to use that angle to cramp you for space. You've given him the angle to cramp up.
Yes.
What you need to negate his angle. So you go on off stump, and you sit on off stump deep in the crease.
Okay. Yeah.
You go off to middle, slightly open stance, and say, go on, then that's your stop delivery. Bowl into that angle on middle stump, and I'm going to whack you mid on and the deep mid wicket. Now, if I go on leg stump, his stock delivery is fourth stump, off stump. And that, he's got room to play with. You negate that angle. You go more towards off stump. And you back yourself not to get LB. That's it.
Yeah. And Paji, now Miss Delhi were at, again, I repeat it, after 9 games they were on 14, then after 13 games also they were on 14 points, that 4 games losing streak. So now they'll play the qualifier too. How far do you see? Do you see Delhi playing the finals now?
Well, Delhi, they've got to play against RCB or Sunrise or Hyderabad. And It depends up to RCB. Now, do they want if Kohli and AB de Villiers perform, right, they'll go for it. Very simple, right? So it very much um, it, um, it
Kohli
very
and
much
ABD
it
depends
very
on.
much on the day. On the day, like today was Ashwin's day. If it's Kohli's and AB Villiers' day, RCB should go for it. If it isn't their day, then you know, Sunrise, what's their name? Sunrise and Hyderabad will go through, and then I think Delhi Capitals will probably make it into the finals. But if they've got RCB, I may just go with RCB. So it's
So
up, it's up to Virat
yeah.
Kohli. What side of the bed they get up?
So yesterday, yeah, and day before yesterday, when you joined, you could not join yesterday, unfortunately. So when you joined last, you said that if SRH qualifies, they will be the biggest contender for winning the cup as well. So tomorrow, again, a big game eliminator. The one who loses will pack his bags and go away. So RCB or SRH, who do you think has a better chance of winning tomorrow?
I'm,
Or a close fight?
I need Virat
Do you
Kohli to
envisage
score
a
runs
close
tomorrow.
fight?
It's such a hard look. If I'm watching the game tomorrow, which I don't know, if I'll get the chance to, but if I see AB de Villiers and one of them score runs, right? We only need one of them to score runs, really, and maybe Virat Kohli, the way he's batting, he'll probably get 30 of 25 balls, and AB will get 50 of 30 or something. Then it's RCB, they'll win it. But if both of them get out cheaply, then Sunrise or Hyderabad will win it. That's it. That's my prediction.
Yeah. So do you envisage a close game, a neck to neck fight, or the one who will win, they'll win it one sided?
It'll be one sided if AB de Villiers plays a knock like we know. If
Yeah.
it isn't, then I think it'll be a much more tighter game, and Rashid Khan will be a huge, huge one to combat with. But
Yeah.
if we
And with that kind,
I'm going with RCB tomorrow.
okay. So you are not looking at the kind of momentum SRH had. You're going against the odds and you're picking the underdogs to say, because no one is banking on RCB. So let's see. And Rahul, do you have any comments on this? Who are you banking on tomorrow? Your
I'm
team
going
is through. Now you have to wait
yes.
for SRH.
I'm going with SRH,
Okay.
yes. That.
So,
But if De Villiers and Virat
okay.
Kohli fire, it will be difficult. But I don't think they will fire tomorrow. Let's see.
Aman, any comments on this?
Yeah. Actually, tomorrow, if RCB and Virat Kohli picks Moeen Ali in place of Joshua Philippe, then shortly they will win. Otherwise, it will be SRH
Yeah,
games.
that's a
Totally
very
one sided.
important question. Paji, one last question,
And,
or
and
rather,
and one more and one more and one more and one more is that if you seen last match, they Delhi Capitals played out Chahal. They didn't take any risk. So four
yeah,
overs, actually 8 overs of spinners, Rashid Khan and
understood,
Chahal's over. It would be crucial for
understood.
tomorrow's game.
Paji, tomorrow, do you see Aaron Finch coming in for Josh Phillip?
I
The
do
kind of
think so.
experience he
I
has.
think Aaron Finch plays a huge role because they're batting. They need the experience. They do need, the captaincy of the kind of vice captain, senior role figure there. It's a big, big match. If Aaron Finch gets to a flyer, will give confidence to the likes of Virat and AB. Especially Virat. That right. He thrives over a great start. Gives him energy, seeing his batters perform well, and then it goes out and he sets the intensity. So I think that's the kind of setting. So definitely, Aaron Finch plays, he gets off to a flyer. I'm sorry, game over. RCB will win this.
And Paji, how much will it be a test for Virat Kohli, the captain?
Emotions can be a big plus. Sometimes he's his own worst enemy, and I think what's good for him is running between the wickets. Just focus on intensity on yourself. Maybe if you've got a lot of emotion, go and just run twos, keep doing your hard running, keep bringing the intensity into the game. Use your energy in that way rather than get really fired up in the context of what's happening in the match. So I think him doing his quick running, bringing intensity into his cricket, I think that's more productive way of using all of his sort of energy that he has.
Yeah. So, Rahul, any comment, any closing comment on your team, Mumbai, or any closing comment, Rahul? Otherwise, we'll wrap up the show.
Yes, yeah, I'm happy with my team performance, but I still want to see Rohit Sharma firing. And tomorrow, I'm looking for Sharma versus Virat Kohli. I think he will get him again 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be
Sandeep Sharma versus Virat Kohli.
heavyweight against lightweight in the final.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely. Most number of dismissals of Virat Kohli. 7 times he dismissed Virat Kohli. 7 times. So one of the unsung heroes again, Sandeep Sharma, as we were talking about. Paji.
Yeah. No, he's a dangerous bowler. Don't miss him out.
Yeah, and Paji, one more stat. He surpassed Zahir Khan most number of wickets in power play in the history of IPL. 53 wickets. He surpassed Zahir Khan.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, viewers, on this note, we'll wrap up today's show as we are out of time and now. And thanks a lot, Paji. Thanks a lot, Rahul, Aman, all the viewers who've joined. So thanks a lot. Tune in tomorrow at 11:45 p.m. Indian Standard Time for the post-match analysis of tomorrow's game. That is the Eliminator, crucial game between Royal Challengers Bangalore and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Thanks a lot, guys. Goodbye
Thank
and
you.
good night from my side.
good night.
Good night.